All right, guys, we're on Deuteronomy 6. Now, these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments which the Lord your God commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it, that thou mightest fear the Lord thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commandments which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's son all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. Hear therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. So here's they're saying there's only one God right here, and with all thy soul and with all thy might, and these words which I command thee this day shall be in thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thy house. So you should teach your children about what this God had done for this people. And when you're in your house, you shall sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes, and thou shalt write them upon the posts of thy house and on thy gates. And it shall be, when the Lord thy God shall have brought thee into the land which he swore unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob, to give thee great and goodly cities which thou buildest not, and houses full of all good things which thou fillest not, and wells dug which thou duggest not, vineyards and olive trees which thou plantest not. When thou shalt have eaten and be full, then beware lest thou forget the Lord which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage. So it's saying they're going to inherit land that's not really theirs. It's saying they're going to inherit land that's not theirs. Now, this is interesting here. So imagine being a people, and this is, you believe that you are this people, right? You believe you are Israel, and you're a Jewish person. And so you're going to have this, the God you believe in, saying you're going to have all this, that you're going to have a house you didn't build, and you're going to have, water that you didn't dug, food that you didn't plant. But when you get full and you prosper, don't forget me. So this is Deuteronomy 6. God is saying powerful things. I'm just saying, like, the psychology of maybe it's a little like holy, like righteous, what do they call it? Like righteous entitlement, you could say. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. You shall not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about you. For the Lord thy God is a jealous God among you. Lest the anger of the Lord thy God be kindled against thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Ye shall not tempt the Lord your God, as ye tempted him in Massah. You shall diligently keep the commandments of the Lord your God, and his testimonies and his statutes, which he hath commanded thee. And thou shalt do that which is right and good in the sight of the Lord, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest go in and possess the good land which the Lord swore unto thy fathers, to cast out all thy enemies from before thee, as the Lord had spoken. To cast out all thy enemies. And when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, What mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which the Lord our God hath commanded you, then thou shalt say unto thy son, We were Pharaoh's bondmen in Egypt, and the Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And the Lord showed signs and wonders great and sore upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes, and brought us out from thence, that he might bring us in to give us the land which he swore unto our fathers. And the Lord commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Lord our God for our good always, like to fear him for our good, for our own good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness, if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God, as he hath commanded us. I mean, it's definitely the policy when you're living amongst people to be civil. This is like civil law. You don't want to steal. You don't want to have. You don't want to be desiring your friend's woman, or your woman, or your friend's husband, friend's man, or whatever you prefer. Um, you don't want to be jealous of somebody else. It's weird. It's logical in a place where maybe things aren't equal. Like if things were equal and everything was equal, it's like no matter where we were, there was always class. There was always social classes. There was always maybe something that you didn't have that somebody else had. Whether it was like a fucking bigger cave than the other man. So, um, I don't know. Nothing's ever really been completely equal, and it's just interesting.